Uh-oh. Is the team here?
Yeah, man, I had to suspend my daughter for conduct detrimental to the team.
What's going on, y'all? What's going on? What's going on, Mag? What up,
Yeah.
Twisted?
What's good, brother?
What's good? Three Kings back together again. So where we
It's
at?
been a minute.
Catch me up. Catch me up. Catch me
We
up.
just
Catch
started.
me up.
We started. You go ahead and set it off, bro.
We live, man.
All right. So welcome, boys, girls, children of all ages. This is the most anticipated pregame show. It is Helluary. It is Hell Week. It is Hate Week. It is Aints Week. It is Saints Week. We don't like them. They don't like us. All the records, everything gets thrown out the window. It does not matter what our record is. All we want to do is get that dub, okay? Personally speaking, I got a lot of things to say about what happened last week because I'm still salty. My blood pressure's up. But I'm going to let Twisted take it because with our first thing, Twisted Tape, please take it away. Try to calm me down.
All right, so listen, we all know Calvin Ridley won't be here for a couple weeks. They put him on the IR for 3 weeks due to mental health situations. I want that everybody in the chat make sure they keep him in his prayers, and hopefully he comes back as soon as possible. And hopefully we're on the winning streak when he comes back to where he feels a little bit more confident. I noticed he had basically stated that he saw a lot of issues, on Twitter, how fans were bashing at him and making him feel a certain way. So sometimes they can mess with a guy's psyche. As far as us being fans, we got to make sure we understand players. They do make a hell of a lot of money, but they are regular just like us. They have situations they go through. He has a young child, so we want to make sure we give him the proper respect. So let's not at him on tweets, guys. It's okay. Let's go out there and try to win with what we got. Moving forward, as y'all saw, we got a new person in the stable. I don't know if y'all noticed that. We got somebody back. And Mag, you actually brought him up a couple weeks ago, if I'm not mistaken. He's back.
Yes, I did.
Easter is back. I think hopefully he's able to play this week. He knows the playbook a little bit better. In step Tajay Sharp. Tajay has made a lot of plays on third down. Let's see how he works in the fold as far as being a every down type receiver. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. We're gonna have to have all our pieces help this week. Cordell Patterson, Mike Davis, all y'all will have to be in the fold. Hayden Hurst will have to be an X factor. He did not get traded, as you saw. The Falcons didn't trade nobody. They didn't pick nobody up. Everybody that's on the roster has to pick up the slack. If you all were able to see Matt Ryan's interview, he stated that we're going to do it by committee. Everybody has to eat. Everybody has to come to work ready to play. The offensive line took a step back. Listen, I understand the Panthers defense. Their front seven is good. They do have the NFL sack leader right now. Hell, he got a sack on the first drive. I don't know about tight ends being able to block pass rushers. I'm not okay with that, especially when they're pass rushers that lead the league. Come on. Let's not have those type of situations. I know he's better at blocking than Luke Stocker. I know that for a fact. But everybody can't block speedsters. He's a little bit older. So, I mean, come on, let's be real. That speed rush got to him. Hassan was already at Matt Ryan's legs. We can't have that, guys. We do not want to have Matt Ryan flustered early in the game. If he's gonna get hit, let him move up to it. Work his way to getting hit. Don't let him get hit on the first drive. Come on, let's get better at that. We have to make sure we block Cameron Jordan. I do not need Cameron Jordan wrecking our game plan moving forward. I do not need that. I don't need him talking trash like he did when we drafted Kyle Pitts, how he can't block him. You won't need him to block. Unless your ass is going out there to guard him, you ain't finna see him on the line on your side like that. So you can cancel that, brother. You gonna get the big bear over there. You're not finna get Kyle Pitts over there blocking you. I need our offense and defense to work in unison, guys. I need our defense to be able to create turnovers. Jameis Winston is not playing. We know that. He tore his ACL. So they have their backup, Simeon. He's actually played with Arthur Smith recently, or not recently, but he's played in Arthur Smith's system. So Arthur Smith knows what type of QB he is. Let's hopefully he gives some of them gems to Dean Pease, and we move our way forward as far as the defense. Deion Jones, we know you the AK stopper. You are the Alvin Kamara stopper. I need you to come out there, guard him to the best of your abilities. Make sure you don't give up big plays because they don't have nobody else. I am not worried about Callaway going against AJ Terrell. That's AJ Terrell win checkmate. I'm not worried about him. They're going to have to dissect some good plays for us to look crazy out there. I just don't see it. We know how Taysom Hill plays. He's expected to play this week. So I'm anxious to put him on his hat too. I need him to get down dirty early. I don't need him thinking he's going to run people over. No. You finna get this work this week. We already anxious for giving up 200 yards last week, so you finna get this work. I need him to get this work. Somebody got to help Grady Jarrett.
Please.
I know Dante Fowler's out one more week. I know that. I understand that. Somebody got to help Grady Jarrett. Grady Jarrett's being killed.
What was Fowler's injury specifically?
I think he had was it an ankle again?
The ankle?
I think it was an ankle, but he was out for 3 weeks. He's on 3-week IR, so that's fine. We'll get him back to the meat and potatoes. That's cool. But somebody right now got to help him. Hey, yo, I think he's doing a great job. I need Jacob to get some more reps. I know how you feel about Stephen Means, man. I'm going to let you discuss
everybody.
All right. Okay. Because you said his name, okay? you said his name. All right. What I want is if anybody in the chat actually gives any damns about Stephen Means. Does anybody care? Because right now the only thing is like I'm thinking that Stephen Means has naked pictures of somebody in the organization because I have no idea why this man is still being trotted out there when we have a legit playmaker in Michael Walker that's still out there on what like kickoff coverage and whatnot. Like, come on, man. Like exactly.
Yeah, he got some in the books.
Bro, I mean 200 yards. The only thing that was worse than the 200 yards that we gave up last week was a 250 that the Jets gave up was it on Thursday. Okay, that was the only thing that was worse. That's the only thing that got us off the hook. Because you're right. Old boy, Coach Rule said we need to get 4 hands on Grady Jarrett, which means that it's single. You basically have to block one guy all across the board. And I've seen Stephen Means. Did you see that bootleg that Sam Darnold did? And Stephen Means was still engaged with his block. Darnold already went right past him as if he went right past his ear hole, and he still couldn't see him, bro. Like, dude, I'm done. I'm done with him. I'm so done. And I don't know which. I think maybe y'all can answer this in the chat. Which player on the team are you more done with, Tyler Davidson or Stephen Means? Because they're both going to be gone and whatnot. But which player are you most done with? Okay, because they both contributed to the 200+ yards being run. I mean, do you realize that stopping the run is all about effort? It's one man trying to move a man against another man. It's like getting I said this in to Mad Mike. Shout out to Mad Mike. I said this to him. I said stopping a run is like getting a rebound in basketball. It's all about positioning and effort. You got to want to stop the run. That's it. And the thing is, like, that's when the single, like, continuous what's been wrong with this team for at least about 10 years. Like, you know that you could run on their ass straight up. But not it. Do you realize what Christian McCaffrey would have done? If Chuba Hubbard ran for that much, how much you think Christian McCaffrey would have did? And you know this is a copycat league. So what do you think that troll in New Orleans is going to do? Because you know Sean Payton's a troll. You know he's probably going to try to get 3 bills on us. Yo, they better be eating steak and potatoes today because they're going to get a heavy dose. I don't give a damn who's starting. If Trevor Siemian started, no, that's a troll. That's a troll job right there. That's a troll job right there. I guarantee you, you're going to get a heavy dose of Alvin Kamara, Mark Ingram, and Taysom Hill. So you better put your big boy pants on because we're going to get a heavy dose of the run. I bet you Trevor Siemian's probably only going to pass for like 10 times tomorrow. 10. That's it. He's a troll, man.
Hey, man. You know how we can stop that? Get them in 3rd and longs. Don't let them get The issue we had with the Panthers, these guys were getting 6 yards a carry on first and second down, bro. That I was watching it at the stadium. I'm like, bro, you cannot give a team 6 and 7 yards on first down. It's too easy to pick up 3 yards and 2 downs, guys. It's too easy.
Yes.
Well, I'm saying Taysom Hill, he just I think he's coming back from a concussion that he had. So he's been out for a while, but still, if that's Sean Payton's plan to run him down to the ground, it's gonna most likely lead to him to another concussion, because we've seen what Eric Harris and Foye did on them big hits. You saw that hit that Eric Harris did on Sticks Anderson, and then you seen that hit that what he did on Sam Darnold. So we're gonna come in and hit. There's no question about that. And I think with Sean Payton is a guru, man. We know what he can do with that offense. It's a very creative offense. So I think sometimes it don't matter who he has at quarterback. With his play calling and his schemes, we do got to give them credit. It's always been a good rivalry with that. But, we know they're going to use Alvin Kamara and Ingram. So if we stop the run on that, I believe we going to have a chance. Ain't nothing new. It's not a surprise. I know you guys been talking about Means, man. This is going to be his last year. We all know that. Like, it was an emergency. We had to sign him back, him and Tutu, a few guys from last year. Those were a few guys that they was just there. That was all we had.
But Rich, did you think that he would be that bad? Like, he can't pressure the quarterback.
Honestly, I'm saying he didn't do anything.
I mean, when we put Brandon Copeland in there, he was able to generate pressure. Like, Means can't do nothing. Like, what is your skill set? Like, prove your existence on this team. If not, just go cover kicks. Like, can you run straight? He can run straight. So let him go cover kicks and just put Brandon Copeland
He's really
in there.
weird to me. Like I said, like, he's very weird. Like, I would be annoyed to have him as my teammate, especially on the football field, because I'm making plays, and when I'm making plays, the first person you're gonna see is Steven Means all up in your face. And I don't know if you guys seen this last week. I don't know if it was against the Panthers game or it was the Miami game, right? Debo made a sack, right? And then all I seen after that was Steven Means on top of him. Like, he was riding him. Did y'all see that? I swear I seen that. I was like, yo, I know this dude is not on top of Debo. Like, he's not about to ride this dude right now. I'm like, yo, bro, you gotta go after that, bro. After I seen that, because I know I ain't the only one that's seen that, bro.
No, that was nasty work.
Yeah, we keep it going though.
Yeah, I'm not gonna. I can't say. I'm gonna let you have that one, bro.
It was bad, bro.
But all right, so again, moving on to the next one. It's rivalry week. Saints on deck. Like I said earlier in my little, I don't know what you want to call it, a moment with Magnus or whatever. When y'all had a moment with me, I was just sitting there talking about that mess, and like I said, all the records go out the window, but this is a 10th ranked defense. You already know what they're gonna do. There's really no rhyme or reason. There's no trickery or smoke and mirrors or nothing like that. You already know they're gonna send that corner off, on the blitz. Cam Jordan's gonna pressure the quarterback. It's gonna be like some A-gap pressure with Demario Davis. I mean, who the suspects are. You know who they are. And then you already know that you're going to get like grabby ass Marcus Lattimore. That's going to have multiple flags on him. Now it's up to Tajay Sharp to be able to get open. He's going to have to get off of that, because if not, then that just gives those guys extra time to get after Matt Ryan. He needs to get that ball out, because they may use stack coverage on Kyle Pitts, because at this moment, people realize like, Kyle can go off. Like, this guy can go off. So it's like, we need to have bracket coverage on him. One on the top and one probably like right him on the bottom or something like that, So it's going to have to come to the others. Hayden Hurst, I'm still waiting for him to be more featured in this offense than what he is. Not just like catching the ball in the flat like he's Lee Smith. This guy has, he has like 4.4 speed. Like 4.5 speed.
4.5. Yeah,
4.5. Come on, man. 4.5 speed, and we have them like running off in the flat or something like that, man. Run some corner routes, run some level routes, like something to either make a defense decide to get them to think. Because you're just running guys like in the flat. I mean, it is what it is right now, man. What I gotta say about this rivalry?
You want to go, Rich? You want me to go?
You go.
I hate the Aints. I have a 20-year history of hating the Aints. Let's start off with that. But we know who's gonna basically kill for the Saints. They're gonna try to get pressure with Cameron Jordan. Their other DN has the most sacks on the team with 4 sacks. Demario Davis has 3 sacks. Cameron Jordan has 3 sacks. So they find ways to get pressure. What I'm gonna need for Arthur Smith and Matt Ryan to do moving forward is motion Cordell Patterson out. Let's get Demario Davis out of the middle of the field. Let's see if we can get him out of the middle of the field to where we can attack the middle of the field with Hayden Hurst and Kyle Pitts. I'm anxious to see how the Saints will actually cover Kyle Pitts, though, because we saw versus the Panthers and versus the Dolphins, they were putting the number 1 corner on him because he was making too many plays. The thing about what the Panthers was, because Calvin really was out, we didn't have a time to actually change our game plan. So that messed up what we planned to do. I'm sure everybody knows that messed up. My fault. Yeah, what is going on here? My bad, man.
Oh, shit. It's the Saints messing with the shit, man.
Yeah, the Saints in the chat. Yeah, so I'm anxious to see will they put Grabby Lattimore on Kyle Pitts? Because if they do that, it's hunting season. I'm not waiting. First and second down, I'm going to Kyle Pitts. That was our issue versus the Panthers. I'm telling you that now. They didn't bring number 9 out there until third down situation. Mm-hmm. If we would have used Kyle Pitts on first and second down, it would have been a different game plan. We were kind of waiting too late to third down to where we really needed him to go to him. And that was kind of tough because they was bringing out an all-pro corner. You know, he is all-pro. He's been sitting, but he's all-pro, so he knows how to make plays. And he got a couple of penalties versus him. Yes, that's granted, but we weren't able to hit those big shots. And when we have those plays, we have to take advantage of that. We are not going to go 90 yards down the field every time versus the Saints. We have to get some big plays versus them. Just being honest, we have to get big plays, 20-yard plays, 30-yard plays. If we can, that would be our way. That's how the Buccaneers was able to come back in that game. They were getting deep shot passes to get down the field.
Yeah.
Absolutely right, bro. Those are, to add on what you're saying, those are explosive plays. Mm-hmm. So when we have explosive plays, that creates momentum. Now, we had opportunities last week to create those momentums, but we had a drop from Kyle Pitts, a random rare drop, you know what I'm saying, in the red zone to set up first and goal, and we had a rare missed field goal by Koo as well, which can also create momentum, like the whole of the game with a shift, you know. So now, being that it's a divisional game, we have to capitalize on every single opportunity that presents itself. Being that we're 0-2 in the division, which is very crucial, and for some reason we've been playing great on the road. So then now we got to make this happen since we can't play good at home for some reason. I don't know if it's not enough fans showing up, filling up the stadium. I don't know. You was in there. Answer the question. Was it packed in there? Yes or no, Twisted?
No, it was fans this time, bro.
Okay, all right. I don't know. You in the A. You in the A. I ain't there.
Yeah, they was in there this time, bro. Because you got to think we were 3-3. So the fans came out. They had Big Tigger getting the crowd hype. Even my girl was getting hyped for the game. So and she don't even watch football like that.
All right, that's all it is. That's all it is. I'm just checking in. So let's keep that momentum going. So as long as we showing up, and they just got to put the best product out there for the fans, being that we showing up. You know what I'm saying? So like my biggest peeve right now that I'm not liking from the offense right now, and I've been saying this for a while. It's been a minute since I've been on here, right? So welcome back, Rich, right?
Bro, not the rust off, man.
Nah, but like we need to be more creative the way how we're running the ball. Now, if you want to continue, you want to run with your bread and butter, running the stretch in the wide zone, the timing of it is somewhat off the way how Arthur Smith is doing it. Yes, I want to run the ball. You're going to know what we're doing. We're going to run right at you. But so far, we only have 2-3 running plays. We have the wide zone, obviously, and we have trap, where you have make the guard pull, and then everybody else stepping down the line, and you just hitting up inside. So far, that's what Cordell been hitting off sometimes. So it's like, as a defense looking back, all of that, that's the only thing you got to stop. So now what I want to see is more creative action or play action or just motions like you mentioned. If it's some tosses, like I haven't seen a toss yet in a while, just to hit the edge or even a counter or something. Like, we just got to be more creative the way how we're running the ball, because if you're going to be simple and you're just going to run ISO all day, it's going to be easy to stop. You're not going to really get nowhere.
Thanks.
And that's how we're not going to really build the momentum and set up the play action the way how we want it. Now, as receiver goes, Sharp been doing great for us, I feel like, on third down.
Definitely.
You know, he needs more look,
bro.
Right, Tajay Sanu, right? Whatever. So, like, he's been looking real good, and I think the more we get Kyle Pitts involved, the better it is early. Because last week he was putting him involved a little too late, and the plays when we needed the plays, we couldn't get it. So now this tight end screens, I better see a tight end screen this game. We ain't running yet, and you know you got it. We know it's in the playbook. We know it's in the playbook. Let's use the shit out of Kyle Pitts and Hayden Hurst. Let's get them going. Let's show us what you got. Open up the playbook. This is a divisional game, and we cannot afford to be 0-3, man. Yeah,
bro. I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna say, we actually ran a screen to Mike Day versus the Panthers, right? The man tripped. It was 30 yards clear.
Yo, there was nothing in front of him. Like, it looked like there was nothing in front of him on TV. So I can imagine what it looked like in person, bro.
If he didn't stumble, if he didn't stumble, he was getting 30 yards easy on that, bro. But I was gonna ask you, how do y'all feel about the design Arthur Smith did to get that play open for Kyle Pitts on that 3rd and 2? Did you see?
I like that, man.
You talking about the route that he dropped?
Yeah, that was a good play, bro. How they designed it, because Cordell was pretty much running his man off, and KP was wide open.
Yeah,
it was a perfect wheel run. He was wide open.
Right. So we've been in these situations before, like ever since the Redskins game, right? Arthur Smith confirmed, and he admitted to him being like taking more shots and being more aggressive, and you know he probably needs to do that a little bit more. He maybe he's not doing that enough, because you know he wants to really control the time of possession and all of that by running the ball, slowly working our way down the field. And sometimes you just got to get it going early, man. Take them shots, man. And I think, because I didn't never spoken about this with Ridley's situation, but I think this is part of the reason why Ridley is going through what he's going through, because Ridley is not being involved enough within the offense, being that he knows that he's the number one. We're saying that he's the number one, but on game day and with the plays, we're not using him like that. The plays that you see Ridley getting is all schemed plays that's designed for him to be open. It's not all the time we're taking that deep shot. When did we run a 9 route with Calvin Ridley? We haven't done so yet. We didn't
practice. In
practice, exactly. So compared to last year, I'm not bringing up Dirk Cutter. I'm not bringing up as in with the way how he was a heavy passing guy, but still the way how he was running those routes, Ridley was loving all of that. And you know, he liked to look at the numbers. He liked to look at the stats. So I think once Ridley stops himself from looking at the numbers and just worrying about the team and just letting it come to him, and everything else will play out within itself, because Matt Ryan, he's not going to force the ball to you. And I think that's what Ridley wants. So, obviously we don't know, but I think for sure it definitely has something to be with him being involved in the offensive game plan.
I mean, I'm gonna look at it like this. Again, and probably we're gonna say this a lot, like during the show, but you know, when you talk about like mental health, God knows what this man is going through. You know, just try to be more responsible with and try to be more understanding of what he's going, because we don't know. We don't know. It could be a family issue. I mean, we've seen what happened with with Henry Ruggs. And when you make a wrong decision, how things could change your life. He's not doing anything like that from what we know. You know, what we know is like he's taking time away to get his head right. You know what I'm saying? When you play this game since like the age of, 5, 6, or 7, or 8, and he's what, like 20, 26, 27 now? About 27, right?
He's still a young buck.
So he took about 2 decades to get, to the league, right? You spent almost like 2 decades of your life getting to the league, and you have like the pressure of your family, and you're the only one that could really, change your family's welfare. You know what I'm saying? And it falls all on your shoulders. And a lot of people are not, numb to their pain, or numb to like their mental well-being. So by the time you get here to this particular position, now you're more of like a socialite, like you're touchable. There's nowhere you can go anywhere that nobody's going to recognize you, or somebody's going to basically like take a shot at you or whatever. No matter what you do, and we're in the era of fantasy football too. So you got people on social media hitting them up. Like, I had like $10 on you. I had like $3,000 on you, or whatever like that. Boom, 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 boom. And then you got pressure from your family, and now you got pressure to perform from your team. So there's some people that can do that, and there's some people that can't. I understand both aspects of that. Now, there's something about these Alabama wide receivers, man.
Bless you.
There's something about these Alabama wide receivers. Who would have think that the one that's actually performing the best right now is Amari Cooper?
Amari Pooper. Stop.
If you would look at that entire Alabama, who would have thought Amari Cooper would be the one that's like Julio Jones? No. Calvin Ridley? Henry Ruggs? And the only one that's left right now is Amari Cooper. He don't even have a drop.
Judy just
was on IR.
He
just came back. Yeah, right. And shout out to Michael Walker. Really came from a program with a tough culture. It is what it is. I mean, that's what it is. But speaking of drops, Kyle Pitts haven't had a drop since 2015. He waited Halloween to get a drop. Okay, it was Halloween. Young Way Cool has not missed all year. He missed his kick on Halloween. Okay. So
they probably cast a spell or some shit. I don't know what they did.
Bro.
Hey,
so
hello. While you talk about that, bro, you know what I'm fucked up about? I don't curse like that, so this had to mess me up.
Yeah.
How in the hell does Matt Ryan have a bad game after Arthur Smith just shouting him out, and the masses, ESPN, are all talking about the conversation?
Bro,
you have Stephen A., Michael Irvin talking about it. Then the next week he does. I swear it'd be some karma, bro. I don't know what it is.
I'm gonna tell you right now, and in the chat, hear me well, okay? All this stuff happened on Halloween, right? The Young Way Cool kick.
That's crazy.
Kyle Pitts dropped. Matt Ryan had a bad game. The offensive line had a bad game. They ran over 200 yards on us. And what happened after that? A couple of days after that, the Braves won the World Series. There's your sacrifice right there, okay? Y'all wanted a sacrifice, but we had our worst game before Atlanta had their best game. So, and not only that, but they blanked the Houston Astros 6-0. What was it, 6-0, right?
7-0.
7-0. So there was your sacrifice, okay? Matt Ryan had to spill blood for this town. So I don't want to hear nothing about this man. Don't care. Okay. So there it is, bro. There it is. Enjoy the parade. And enjoy what it is, man. Shout out to the Braves, man. Shout out to the Braves for taking out the Houston Astros, those cheaters, them SOBs from the Houston, man. But I'm telling you right now, that was a sacrifice, man.
Are you saying Matt Ryan's a part of Illuminati?
What I'm saying is my man probably had a Ouija board in the back. He probably had a Ouija. My man had the Ouija.
You know what's crazy though? He got his hand stepped on the drive. He threw the interception. So on the drive where he threw that pick to Shaq Thomas, he was bleeding on his hand.
Thank you.
So you just said you sacrificed blood, and it's just crazy you said that, and then, bro, let's get to this.
But before that, that's what I'm saying. Nah. But before that, Arthur Smith, he showed signs of him being a good game manager and being aware of situations, what's going on currently in the game. So in that situation, I understand Matt Ryan is the quarterback and he might have wanted us a touchdown real bad, but we was already in field goal range in that area. So during that whole time, one, we could have called timeout, right? Possibly to get that situated with his hand. Second, we could have got Felipe or Josh Rosen in just to run the ball a few times, boom, 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 take the points and let him take care of his finger. So by him throwing that interception, we lost out on an opportunity and we lost out on points. So that was something that Arthur Smith needed to do. Like if that's really hurting you, next man up for that time being, and we keep the ball rolling. So we can't afford to lose anything, which is why it is coming up in this game, in a rivalry, divisional game. We 0-2 already in division. So we know how big this game is for us. We cannot afford to lose. We cannot afford to make any mistakes. We cannot afford to drop any interceptions or nothing like that. We got to execute. Defense going to have a real game to really shut down Kamara, and we're going to make this a game.
Bro, why was Felipe Franks out there in the first place last week, man? Can I stop? Okay.
That receiver.
Here's another back run.
The corner was laughing. The corner was laughing when Felipe Franks was lined up against him. It was like we was playing 10 on 11. Mm-hmm. Like why? Why not have a legitimate receiver out there like a Hayden Hurst or Blake or everybody in the chat, everybody that I talked to is looking for Frank Darby. That could have been a spot for Darby. That's a legit spot right there. Like why? I think sometimes it's like the arrogance, that of Arthur Smith, like putting like a guy out there like that. Because you're not even using him. I don't know if they're just like running him off, but the corner's not going to pay attention to Felipe Franks. He was out there about like 3 or 4 or 5 plays or whatever. But, bro, let me move on to the next one because I just can't dwell on last week, man.
I'm going to ask y'all.
What's up,
how y'all feel about how Arthur Smith is doing with the conservativeness? Because like one drive is a 4th and 1. He motioned Cordell out and then ran like a quick screen to him. Then on the 4th and 2. When after Kyle Pitts drops the pass and you see it where the game is going, why not call a timeout like you or why not use our timeout? We're not using our timeouts, 1 and 2. Why not go for it on 4th and 2? Like I don't understand. I understand Koo is a great kicker. Don't get me wrong. He was 23 or 24 for 24. I understand that, but sometimes you have to take advantage of making points. It's already shown it's been a tough game as far as getting to points, right? So if you're able to get close to the red zone like this, sometimes you got to take chances. And I feel like he's been doing that when we get down there. But I guess like since it was a division game, he didn't have Calvin Ridley. I don't think he trusted it enough to be able to do that 4th and 2. That's what I'm wondering. And the last one, why the hell didn't he not challenge that Eric Harris pick in the red zone?
You said it was picked. I remember you said that. But you said that was
it looked like a pick to me, bro. It looked like a pick to me, bro. And he came off the field complaining, like, why didn't y'all throw the flag or call timeout? Mm-hmm. You didn't even call timeout. They rushed up to run the ball and score the touchdown that next play. Like they didn't waste no time. They didn't give him a chance to call challenge. It's them
freaking talking monkeys up there, like in the booth that tells him whether or not like is that clean or not. So they probably looked at it was like, well, we don't know. But again, that comes to aggressiveness. It's like you can trust your guys and whatnot, but the last call is yours, bro. Mm-hmm. And when it comes down to Arthur Smith has to be able to adjust. Like when things like if you throw a bomb or you throw like a wheel route and Kyle Pitts drop the ball, it's like you can't just like phase him out. Like you got to be able to adjust and go back to that man. Like that's pretty much like your best weapon. Like right now, he kind of would not even kind of he opens up the field for a lot of people. And another thing is like, why don't we have like? Can I ask you a question? And can I ask the chat a question? Who was our offensive MVP?
Cordell Flash.
Thank you. Why isn't he getting the ball more? Why isn't he getting the ball more? Every time I see Mike Davis in there, shout out to my boy Steve. He's a Giants fan, and if you remember the Giants, they had a guy named Brandon Jacobs at running back, and his mother called Brandon Jacobs a tiptoe burglar. And sometimes I swear, when I see Mike Davis run, he looks like a tiptoe burglar.
Wow.
Like, dude, somebody in the chat said, stop, like, tell Mike Davis to stop juking people. When I see Mike Davis run with power and he runs behind his pads, he gets movement. He gets an extra 3 or 4 yards, and it charges up the offensive line. Everybody gets hyped up that, man. Like, be a physical runner. That's what you're here for. We got Flash. Okay? That's what he can do. But what we need you to do is be a physical runner, because if not, hell, we could have had Olsen for that. I believe Austin could have did that, like what he's doing. So it's like, come on, bro. Like,
don't even play.
Don't even play.
I tell you this, Sean Payton, he gonna let that playbook out. He ain't gonna hold nothing back. So
he loves to embarrass us, man.
Exactly. So Arthur Smith, he better let it go too, because this is gonna be a big game for real, and we gotta find a way to take control of the game. You know, like last week, we had control of that whole first quarter. Obviously, the first play, forced fumble by Debo. It was nice. And then after a while, once we realized we couldn't stop the run or we couldn't get off on crucial third downs, then we just started losing life. And the offense couldn't get on the field. So that's gonna play a big factor this game. So that's what I'm waiting to see from this defense. How we gonna make these turnovers?
You see what they're saying about Mike in the chat?
What?
He said Mike Davis slower than a beer truck.
Yeah.
He had one nice cutback. Last week, and he was jogging down that sideline after a while. I know he was getting tired.
Bro, but that screen really killed me though, man, because those are momentum killers where if you see nothing but daylight and you just happen to slip, bro, it's artificial turf. What are you slipping on, man?
That's bad news.
Yo, let's move because we got a lot to cover, man. But it seemed like the chat's on fire. Appreciate y'all for showing up. Or at 11 o'clock is a little early, but appreciate y'all come out here because I know y'all probably either hungover or you're tired as hell because of that Braves parade. But that's all right. Hang out with us, man.
We got what you need. We got the wake ups.
Exactly. Here it is, Coach Troll. Okay. Coach Troll on the side, you know what Taysom Hill could do to us. All right. How do we stop Taysom Hill? Now I gotta go before I go to Twister because Twister is a trenches guy, but I gotta go to our resident Mike linebacker, man. Yo, Rich, how would you stop a guy like Taysom Hill, someone that loves to try to like shift momentum, to his team and try to get those emotional runs? How would you stop a guy like that?
Well, of course, a guy like that, you got to get him on the ground, of course, because he wants to run the ball. He's not as accurate throwing the ball. So in situations like that, you still want to apply pressure on him and blitz, right? You want to blitz him and make him panic. So now once you do that, he may want to scramble and try to escape the pocket. So now when you have a guy shadowing that, getting ready for him to leave, you're just bracketing him the whole time and bracketing him the whole game. But to my knowledge, though, I believe that Trevor Siemian is going to be the starter and Taysom Hill is going to be the backup quarterback, being that Taysom Hill is coming back from a concussion. So at the end of the day, you still want to be prepared for both quarterbacks because that's how Sean Payton runs the offense. So you want to be prepared for anything at the end of the day. So we know Taysom Hill is loose. He's what's the word I'm looking for? Him protecting the ball, like he's terrible. He's terrible with him protecting the ball. Period. So it's like he's easy for him to fumble the ball, and he's careless with the football. Thank you. I don't know what took me so long to say that, but he's careless with the football. So it'll be more easy for us to turn the ball over for him. And Trevor Siemian is definitely going to get the start. So that's going to be the main thing, is making it difficult for him. We know what Dean Pease like to do, disguise coverages. So it worked a few times when we did that with Sam Darnold. So the best way is for us when we blitz and when we run these zone blitzes, we have to execute. We can't afford the running back or we can't afford the offensive lineman to pick up the blitzes. And I've always been saying this since day one, mainly when you're disguising the blitz. You have to hold your water and execute at the end of the day and make it hard on Trevor Siemian. This is going to be his second game starting, I believe. Mm-hmm. Right? So,
yeah.
And he hasn't been throwing the ball much like that, taking shots like that. So we'll be ready for that. I expect us to play aggressive. They're going to run the screens. And we just got to make our tackles, man. We can't afford to miss any tackles, man. Yeah.
Hey, that's a big fat, Rich. One thing we gotta say is Mr. AJ Terrell and Foye have stripped Taysom Hill before in the games we played him. So we gotta make sure if he's running with the ball like that, Let's strip that out. The same way Deion Jones did in that first one, punch the ball out, get chance to get turnovers. That's the best way to get their defense on the heels because they have to worry about being in the red zone after a turnover. We got to have good field position in this game. If we get stops, we can't let them punt 40, 50 yards, and then we got to work our way all the way up the field. That's going to be tough, bro. Mm-hmm. You might get a chance or two to get that, working our way up the field. But in this game plan, Arthur Smith, you cannot look for it like that. You have to take those deep shots. And Taysom Hill, coming back from a concussion, I don't feel like he's going to run as hard as he normally does, too. He might be a little frigid. So I don't feel like they're going to call as many run plays with him. And that's his game plan. That's what he does good. When they do run plays with him, when they do option or QB draws, he gets big things. I don't see him doing that after turning on the tape and seeing what Foyer just did to Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold can't even play this week. He's concussed. So just look for that. We're not looking to hurt you, but we looking to hurt you. Let's say it like that.
Mm-hmm. Let me add to that. Okay, what we know about New Orleans is going to be loud in there, right? We already know that crowd is going to come with energy. It's Falcons week to them. They're going to bring that energy. We already know that, right? Mm-hmm. Twisted, you took the words right out of my mouth. When you know a quarterback is a runner and the rules are based, see, the thing is, a quarterback can give himself up. Taysom Hill is a running back. It's a design run. You can pop him as hard as you want if he's coming through the hole or if he's coming on the outside, whatever like that. Lay the wood on him. Do you remember that? Do you remember the episode of Martin when he fought Tommy Hitman Hearns and Hitman knocked him into the wall? Mm-hmm. And he was like, "I don't want to fight no more. I don't want to fight no more." Yeah, you gotta get Taysom Hill to the point. It's like, coach, I don't want to go out there no more. Yo, they hitting. They hitting. Okay. They try to get me to see God, man. They try to get me to see God, bro. That's what you gotta see. It's like you need to hit Taysom Hill so hard that he's gonna think that you got NyQuil in your shoulder pads. Put him to sleep. Put him to sleep. Okay, that's what you need to do. Because straight up, this is the type of game where I think that the defense is gonna have to carry the weight. I think it's gonna have to be one on the defensive side of the ball. We're a little leaky on the offensive side, and we're looking at Arthur Smith he's going to have to scheme, but we really don't know what's going to happen. But we do know we have Dean Pease, and we should. Do you know if Sheffield's going to play this week? Because damn it, he should. Do you think he's going to play?
I don't know, man.
He was on special teams last week.
He was, right. He suited up, right?
Mm-hmm. I mean, he's ready. So you would assume I would like to see him coming on blitzes more than I see Williamson, because Williamson he runs right into an offensive lineman, and then that's it. That's just what he does. I don't think he understands angles or nothing like he runs.
You don't remember y'all don't remember when I spoke about moves, even pass rush moves, the same thing, mm-hmm. D linemen, they gotta have pass rush moves and counters, right? It goes the same thing for defensive backs when they're blitzing and stuff like that. Knowing how to bend down low and rip up through and following up with a club chop mm-hmm. and all that. These good defensive backs I've seen in the NFL blitz, and they work in the same moves like defensive linemen. Mainly when you're blitzing, you cannot afford to run right into the blocker. You know what I'm saying? So before I head out of here, I just want to show some love real quick. I wanted to mention last week, right? Part of us mentioning Kyle Pitts drops and Cool missed field goals and Matt Ryan interception. We clearly lost that game off the trenches on both sides of the ball, right? Offensively, offensive line and D line and defensive line couldn't do anything. So moving forward, going into this game, if we can win in the trenches, if we can get some sacks, and we could run the ball, I think we'll have a shot. And offense is, like you said, Magnus. I believe the defense is going to carry us, but I think that Matt Ryan and our offense, we could put the pressure on them consistently throughout the game offensively. It's if we just score first, if we just get ahead of the chains and we get on the board first each time, we'll have a shot, man. we'll have a shot, man. For the most part, let you guys continue doing your thing, man. Definitely was a good run, man. I can't wait to follow up with you guys after this game. Shout out to everybody in the fans, man, in the chat. It was a pleasure, man.
All right, Rich,
All
go
right,
handle your business,
appreciate you,
bro.
brother.
All right, y'all. Keep doing your thing. Peace.
Hey, I was gonna say, Lyric's mom stated a great fact when she was basically saying we need Felipe to be kind of like Taysom Hill. I feel like we can have packages set up for that. Like I kind of feel like that's why he's putting Felipe in the game to get people to see him on film, to where it might be a toss pass to him where he throws it back, or he might do QB option. Those are things I'm looking for. Like on 3rd and 2s, 3rd and 1s, I want to see him and Cordell in the backfield. One of them getting the handoff. Let's get some easy ones, because when Cordell's in the game, he's making plays in the run and pass game. I don't see why he's not in the game more. I understand we got to have multiple backs, but it's just like, I ain't gonna lie, bro. And I love Mike Davis. It feels like the drive stalls sometimes when he's in games.
He turns into like a plotter, you know. Like that's what it does. Like Mike Davis would be good for like a really muddy game, like in like Washington. Like if we play Washington, like in Washington, it's like rainy, like one of those like those Northeast, NFC East type of games where you're like out in the in the cold and the wet rain. That's when you could use something like that where your speed is negated. That's when you gotta have like a plotter like that. But we play on a track. It's basically a glorified track. Like we're made for speed. But I know that he's in there and he tries to get 3rd and shorts or whatever like that. Like maybe that's what his thing is. But somebody said in the chat that we give him like kind of like pity playing time. I mean, you gotta play your guys that's making plays, and sometimes I see CP out there and I don't see him for almost like 2-3 series. So for someone that hasn't touched the ball, I mean, let me ask you this, Twisted, because I'm thinking the reason why Kyle Pitts dropped that ball is because he wasn't featured enough. Like he was almost totally kind of checked out. Like wide receivers need to be engaged in the game. So sometimes when you haven't been engaged in the game for like a while and you don't get the ball, it's kind of hard to kind of concentrate, like because they zone out. Like wide receivers zone out, on time because they're not really hitting for contact. They're not really blocking or nothing like that. Like sometimes they just like out there, So when you finally go back, it's like, okay, this is your play, and it's not even like a slant or something that's easy. Like, no, it's a wheel route. Okay, go concentrate and catch that ball. Like he didn't make it easy.
He tried to catch it though, right?
He did. But I'm saying like
basket. It was thrown too good. He didn't expect to be thrown that good. But saying Max. What'd you say, bro? I couldn't hear. My bad.
No, I was saying like like the catches that he's been making like one-handed like behind his back and over his head and all, like, so I get it. Like sometimes like we do like the hard catches, like the simple ones become hard. Yeah. So go ahead, bro. What are you saying?
Well, one thing Cordell said, I don't know if you watched his sit down where he discussed about his mom having 3 jobs so he can play 3 positions.
Yeah.
He stated he likes to get the ball first because he likes to get hit first. That gets him in the momentum of the game. And when it comes to receivers, Calvin Ridley, you can see that. Most of those times when he has those drop passes, he's not being incorporated in the game, and you're waiting till a certain time. Like you gotta get these playmakers the ball early so they're getting that rust out. Don't wait until 2nd, 3rd quarter when you need them when the game's on the line. Like some players had that. Some players are like that. That's true. But being that he's a rookie, you have to make sure you keep him involved. Because people get worried. You know what I'm saying? I'm going against a Pro Bowl corner. They're putting coverage to my side. I need to make sure I'm touching the ball to feel comfortable. And that's why that screen you said, that tight end screen, that can do wonders for him or Hayden Hurst. Because whenever Hayden Hurst catches the ball and he gets the crowd crunk, he does this little, he does, let's go.
Let's go. Yeah.
You feel that energy. As a fan, you feel that energy. So I know the players feel that energy. When Mike Davis ran that dude over, we felt that energy. We like, let's go. Keep going.
Yeah.
But if you don't have those type of plays, man, it's hard to stay electrifying as an offense when you're not getting those type of plays, bro.
But I mean, and I think that's the problem, is that when he gets it's the lack of being featured with Hayden Hurst. And if there's any time, and we've been waiting for him to be featured. I mean, like, if you've seen, I mean, it's very rare that you see a Tennessee Titans game because, you know, they were boring as hell last year. No offense to Arthur Smith, but they were boring to watch. But when he had Jonnu Smith and he had Delaney Walker, I mean, he had, like, guys on the outside. You know, I call them others, you know, like not stars or whatever like that, but guys that come out, they got their lunch pails, you know, and they go out there, get their first downs. They know exactly what they're there to do. But his offense was geared, just like you see in New England. Their offense is normally geared. When they were great, when they had Hernandez and they had Gronk, when you have like a 2 tight end system, it's hard to stop that. It puts so much pressure on the safeties because the safeties really, like, honestly, as a safety, it's like I want to cover for a corner's mistake or something like that. I don't want to worry about somebody running at me and I got to make a decision. Like I want to do that. Like I used to play safeties. Like, I don't want to do that where I have to sit there and I have to make a decision. Like, should I guard the post or should I sit there and cover for my man that just got beat? Like, what should I do? You know what I'm saying? Like, so when you have a 2 tight end system, like, you can do stuff like that, man. But I don't understand, like, why Arthur's not doing that. But again, I want to go back to the defensive side of the ball because somebody in the chat mentioned, I think it was Ghost Peppers. Shout out to Ghost Peppers. He's always in the chat every week, man.
That's out, brother.
He mentioned Steven Means play is so depressing. Blues singers come to visit him when they got writer's block. Bro.
Hey, I don't know how y'all be coming up with this, bro. That is a clever one, though. I didn't even think of it like that. Oh my God, that's crazy. That's crazy. That's fire, bro.
I'm gonna start giving out awards for this, man. Like, Ghost Peppers, like, you know, if y'all keep coming up with these things where it's like we have to feature you, like you're gonna win some time on the show, like straight up.
That's crazy.
Like if you come up with stuff like that, it's like every week I'm gonna see like who has like the best, whatever you want to call it. I'm gonna call it the best drop. So you come out with the best drop, we feature it, man. Like, yo, you're gonna win some time on here. You come talk to us, not just being in a chat, but you can come talk to us, man. Straight
Personally,
up.
yes.
Personally, yes, come on the show. But let's go to the next one, man. Can Matt Ryan and Kyle Pitts bounce back from subpar performances? Go ahead, Twisted.
Listen, I am not. Listen, me knowing Matt Ryan, seeing him for 13 years, I know how Matt Ryan get out after bad games. Go ahead and expect him to be on the money. He's going to attack early. He's not going to be waiting for no plays to get open. He's going to take his shots early just to bring that momentum his way. He knows how to play in New Orleans. Don't get me wrong. New Orleans is a tough team to play in their dome. They're hungry. They have a great defense. They don't have that many new people on the team on that defense. They have Malcolm Jenkins. If you don't take advantage of Malcolm Jenkins coverage, it's going to be hard to win this game. I kid you not. That man is older. He's still a hell of a great tackler. He still knows how to make plays. I'm not going to lie about that. His problem is in coverage. It always has been. You have to get him in coverage. Malcolm Jenkins likes to come downfield. He likes to attack, blitz, rush people. You have to take advantage of him in coverage, bro. That's the only way we're going to be able to really attack this defense because their front seven is great. We know that.
Yes.
Mark 504. We know your defense is great, bro. But that has issues. If you watch that second half of that game versus the Buccaneers, Godwin and Mike Evans went on a spree. AB did not play. I need y'all to know that. They look like they were on out of man coverage.
Yeah, Gronk didn't play either.
Yeah. So, hey, I trust man coverage with Matt Ryan. I'm not going to lie to you. Because based on how these receivers play, Zacchaeus can make plays on this team. I need OZ to be more effective with deep shots down the field. We don't run no corner routes. We don't run no comeback routes. Like, that's bread and butter to get you away when you have small receivers. If you don't want them to go in the middle of the field, those routes help. And don't get me wrong, Zacchaeus has been making some plays over the middle. On that first drive, or that second drive that came back, Matt Ryan hit him on a post route, right in the money. He went through traffic and all. We have to attack these people. And if you don't, you're not setting yourself up. You can't expect to run the ball first and second down and then pass on third down versus these jokers. Because if you don't get nothing in the running game and it's 3rd and 6, 3rd and 7, and you got to wait for people to get off man coverage, it's not easy to do as a receiver. Every receiver is not what's my guy Chase. Every young receiver is not Chase. Bro. I kid you not. That dude is a part of a different level.
Yeah.
So take advantage of these opportunities. You're gonna have some opportunities versus the Saints where they give up big plays. You just gotta connect on. I remember the first drive we had versus the Saints last year. Matt Ryan went to Calvin Ridley for 50-yard bomb right over the safety. Those safeties can't cover.
They can't.
Don't let them fool you. They make a lot of mistakes in the back end.
Bro, I would send post routes with Hayden Hurst, Kyle Pitts, Cordero Patterson. Like, put the pressure on the back end. We already know, like, as contrary to what people say, I don't see Marcus Lattimore being at least like a top 5 corner. He's very physical. I'll give him that. But he can be had, but I would put the pressure on the safeties. I don't trust those safeties at all, like in any kind of coverage. So those safeties are really dependent upon what's the name of the slot corner that comes off the edge a lot?
CJ Gardner.
Yeah. So they depend on him and the rest of the front four, to make plays and because it makes their job a whole lot easier. So again, we haven't really mentioned the O-line yet. I think we have a particular subject here, but this falls on the O-line too. Like, we have to give Matt Ryan a chance. Okay, we have to give him a chance because it's going to be very loud in there, so it's going to be hard to kind of get the calls, especially being the fact that we're going to miss, our boy Mac in this game because Hennessy didn't play last year in New Orleans, right? His first game was against Kansas City, right? Oh, so he's going to get a heavy dose of what loud is. Okay, so he better get his calls together. He's going to get a heavy dose, so he better get it together, okay? You cannot simulate like how loud it is in that stadium. So one thing we have to do is we can't get behind the chains. So that offensive line needs to play discipline, as well as our defensive line. But our offensive lines particularly have to play discipline. We can't go in 1st and 15, 1st and 20, and everything like that because now Martha Smith, it seems like he's like a rhythmic play caller. So it's like once he gets into it, it's like his play calling becomes better as the game goes along. But once he gets behind the chains or penalties start adding up, he's still a rookie head coach. So he starts to get a little flustered, and now he got to look for shots to take downfield. And I don't think he really wants that from Matt Ryan. He wants it for him to attack short intermediate routes, and then maybe a shot or two during the game or whatever like that. But Arthur Smith seems like he's like a rhythmic play caller. And once you break his rhythm, it's now you see what happens. Now you see you don't see CP for 2 or 3 series. You don't see Kyle Pitts getting featured more. So once we get into that rhythm, it'll help us a lot. But we can't afford to take a lot of false starts. And that's going to fall particularly because I put this in the subject or whatever, but that's going to fall particularly on Hennessy. I know Matt Ryan's going to be calling out the mic and whatnot, but Hennessy has to get that team, his other 4 brothers together. He has to do it. That's just all I'm saying, bro. You have anything else to add?
I was gonna say, with Matt Hennessy, make sure you pick your head up fast too, because Mario Davis will be coming in that A and B gap just to see if you're paying attention. I promise you that now.
And you see, ladies and gentlemen, what happens when Twister starts talking about the Saints. This is what happens. This is exactly what happened. But while he sets up, I want to give a shout out to everybody that's in the chat right now while he gets set back up. Jamal, even though even though you're a Saints fan, I appreciate you coming in here. Jamal, Molly Mall, Kellop, what's good? Atlanta Nation, Eric McDowell, Trauma Locks, Big Low Country, been a while, man. Reggie C2K, Ezekiel King, Bird Gang, Ghost Peppers. I always see you every week, bro. Appreciate you, man. Who else we got? Yo, shout out to J Rock, man. Subscribe to his Twitch if you play games or whatever like that, man. Subscribe to his Twitch. Derek's mom, thank you for coming out. What you said is you said that you heard that there's a lot of fans that's going to be out there in New Orleans. I hope so. If anybody that has a ticket, to tomorrow's game, I really hope that you guys show up and show out because we need y'all. You know what I'm saying? We definitely need y'all. But moving on to the next one. How can we fix How can we fix our terrible run defense? How do we fix our terrible run defense? As you can see, the Carolina Panthers with Chuba Hubbard and Sam Darnold ran for over 200 yards on us last week. And y'all said it in the chat. Tyler Davidson, I don't know who y'all think, and y'all can answer this question for me. Who do y'all think is worse, Tyler Davidson or Stephen Means against the run? And not necessarily against the pass, but against the run. Who do y'all think is worse against the run? Is it Stephen Means or is it Tyler Davidson? Because basically both of them are getting taken to the bus. So which one y'all think? Which one y'all think is actually worse? Because I believe that, just like Atlanta Nation said, you put Pennell over the nose and you help protect Grady Jarrett, because Grady Jarrett is facing double teams on every single play. And that's hurting us against the run, because that's causing a lot of those linemen to come and attack Foye and Debo, and Debo's pretty small. So, like I said, it's easy for a lot of guys to come in there and get like 200 yards. And you already know Coach Troll on the New Orleans Saints is going to be able to try to run against us like that. Their response, I really feel the news about Calvin had everybody kind of not mentally there, if that makes sense. Yeah, I mean, when you have guys, that you go to war with, and I don't want to try to compare playing football to war, but when you go out there and you have a job to do, you pretty much know exactly what you're getting. And what happened is, like, right before the game, they said, like, Calvin Ridley's not going to play. So, like, you feel like if your brother's hurting, that's what's going to happen. Like, it hurts. You know what I'm saying? Who is this? This looks like, is this Mad Mike coming in?
Yeah. I'm a little under the weather. Sound like Barry White and this motherfucker. Hey, man. Hey. Even Barry White have his day.
This is what happens when y'all win the World Series, bro. Everybody under the weather when y'all win the World Series, man.
Hey, man. Stop losing you. Losing everything when you win, bro.
Yeah. That's the price you pay for winning,
Man. That's the price I paid, boy. Good God, man. Hey, man, I'm feeling much better. I'll most definitely be back. What the hell day is? Sunday. All right. I don't know off days. I am. Yeah, man. Hey, man, I've been out of it, dog. Y'all excuse me. But
say who brought in T-Pain?
Oh my God.
Liz, you fool for that, bro. You fool for that. Oh, I see we got twisted back. Put
the man in the hour. Hold on, I'll do it. I gotta put him in. But
the question was like, how do we fix future run defense from last week to this week? Because you already know what's going to happen. It's a copycat.
Oh, is that a real question? Is that a real question? Is that a real question? I just want to know. Everybody, like, please, is that a real question? How you fix run defense? You put that sorry sack of potatoes down. That's what you do. You cut them motherfuckers up and make potato wedges. That's what you do. That sorry crap. Good God.
You already, like, Isaac Crime said it. Pennell, Jarrett, and Bullard, man.
Bullard, just go with that, man. Bullard, I think he had like concussion protocol.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God.
But we're just gonna have to deal with it. I don't know how you cover up for that dude. Maybe you threaten his grandmama, maybe you threaten his wife, maybe you threaten his kids. Something got to motivate this guy, because he's been playing like absolute horse crap. You know what I'm saying?
Him and Means.
Means is Means. I know what not to expect from Means. But this dude here, like, Means ain't gonna get double, triple team every play. Not even that. He's not going to get targeted by the offense every single play. I've legitimately saw teams going directly at this guy. Nobody else. Directly at him. Okay, I've actually seen this. No, they don't go at nobody but Tyler Davidson. That's sad.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody, it's sad because everybody putting so much pressure on Stephen Means to get pressure, but Stephen Means was never brought here to be a pressure guy. He was a guy that's specifically brought here to be a disciplined guy on the edge when he sends his blitzes. Why? Because when you blitz, everybody got to have their hole. Everybody got to maintain their gap integrity, and that's what Stephen Means is there for. Gap integrity. Gap integrity is huge in run defense. So he may not seem like much at all in the pass rush department, but when it comes to blitzing, that's what Stephen Means is here for. So until Ogundeji can prove that he is a guy that can maintain his gap integrity on a consistent basis for a guy like Dean Pease, because Dean Pease is all about trust. He got to be able to trust you. Arthur Smith is all about trust. He don't trust nobody right now.
Mm-hmm. Maybe Oliver, but he's out. he talking about like
right, maybe Oliver. That's about it. But I like what I've seen from Avery Williams. I didn't actually believe that he was going to be that tough. He's a tough little dude, man.
He is. He's like 5'9", maybe.
Yeah, and he was out there hitting like he like he Chris Drab or something. Like, all right, okay, I see him.
That's that heart of the lion, man. Them young players, they got heart, bro.
But that's Eric Davis. Like when you set that tone, you know, when you set that tone to have hits like that, that's the stable right now. That's the standard from here on out. So you can't be just like what they call pussyfooting around tomorrow. You know, you can't be doing that, man. Like if you're gonna lay the wood. It is what it is, man. Like I don't know what kind of referees we're gonna have tomorrow. Like I don't know if they're gonna be sitting there throwing flags, but until then, lay that wood on Taysom Hill. Lay that wood on Taysom Hill. I swear to God, if I see this little, arm tackling, I'm gonna lose my mind. I can't do it. I can't deal with it. I don't want to see Foye just like reaching and diving and grab. No.
Wrap up,
man. Don't worry. Help is coming. Help is coming. Okay, you ain't gotta sit there and try to like hit stick everybody, but help is coming. All right. What you got, Twisted?
That'd be the problem with me as far as with defense. Like, we all know growing up playing football, the first thing they teach you is get your head out of contact and wrap up. We've been having issues with those two things this season. As far as concussions, AJ Terrell, you know what I mean? But he knows how to tackle. That's just as far as him getting his head out the way. But wrapping up, Deion Jones, a great playmaker, he's had issues of that. Foye, he's having issues of that. That Dolphins game, they missed at least 12 to 13 tackles. just guys just moving around, not wrapping up. If you wrap up, gain tackles save you to get turnovers. Y'all know that. Have to do a better job of wrapping up. And I'm sure they discussed that over practice this week. Dean Pease ain't going to keep letting the same mistakes happen. As you see, it's been a pattern. First week or second week, we weren't able to stop the pass. The third week and fourth week, we've been able to stop the pass better. Now we can't stop the run. But I stated a lot of teams haven't just ran at us like that. They might run a couple plays and then we get stops and they go straight to passing. The Panthers was the first team that said we're just gonna keep running the ball because we don't trust our receivers. We don't trust our QB connection right now. The difference with the Saints is they're going to still try that. Sean Payton likes to go for the juggler. He's not going to keep running the ball 14, 18 times. I haven't seen him do that, and they had Mark Ingram and AK at the same time. Alvin Kamara hasn't been doing too good at running the ball, in all honesty. He's been killing out of the backfield, catching passes. So if you try to run the ball like that, in a sense, you pretty much taking your playmaker out of the game. So I don't feel like they not going to not pass the AK. And if they do, by all means, thank you. I would appreciate it. Please keep passing the ball on us. So Deion Jones can get those good matchups with AK. That's what we here for anyway. We here for that match game as far as offense and defense.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna tell you one thing. Like they're going to run if they see the center pushing Tyler Davidson 5 yards downfield.
That was nasty. I ain't gonna lie to you. That was nasty, bro. He took his manhood, bro. He took his manhood on that one, bro. That was nasty. I ain't like one bit.
It's one thing of getting explosive plays, and sometimes you can accept that. It's another thing of literally somebody snatching your soul from you. Now that's another thing, where you're getting taken. You remember there was a scene from was it The Blind Side? Where old boy was like, I took him to the bus. He just grabbed old boy. He took him to the bus.
He did take him to the bus.
They took Tyler Davidson and took him to the bus, y'all.
He said he needed to take a seat.
Man,
He needed to take a seat.
Because my eye was solely on him. I was just going to see if he was going to do anything. And boy, he let me down. He might well could have took everything in my house. I was so depressed. I would have saw anything. That was in other words, look, I'll just say this about Dean Pease and his defense. He said something, I don't know if you guys will talk about it or already talked about it, but Dean Pease pretty much said that giving up yards don't mean a damn thing to him. He wants to stop people from scoring. I'd rather have that. I would much rather have that because we know teams can get, you can get yards, especially in this league when you have the rules the way they are. Do you guys think that's the way to go, especially for this team? Because it's not a lot of guys up front besides Grady who can consistently beat their man. And I believe that saving, the best plays for the red zone is the way to go. I believe that. So what do you guys think of that?
Man, that's 100% right, bro. Growing up, that's what we stated. We don't want to give up touchdowns. We want to give up field goals. If you give up field goals, which they were doing versus the Panthers, they made stops. They ran a lot, but they weren't scoring touchdowns. They didn't score their touchdowns to go into the fourth quarter. So that shows that they're saying, fuck it, we going to give up these 3 points. You can get all the way to the 50 to 40-yard line, but are you going to be able to make a play in that red zone? On 2 occasions, we made turnovers in the red zone. So I know Dean Pease is happy about that part. That's what I need. Sometimes, okay, if it comes third down and they didn't score on first and second down, you have a chance to get a turnover as well. Everybody's not just running the ball 3 straight plays in the red zone. Some people pass. And when you're playing young QBs, they take chances. Let's see if we can get that's Dean Pease's scheme. He's trying to get these jokers to take chances when they get in the red zone. And if you do, you will. It's a chance you might get burned. It's a chance.
All I know is that help is coming, y'all. I'm calling it right now in the draft. I'm calling it right. I'm not thinking about the draft in terms of like our season is over, okay? But I know help is coming. Godzilla's coming, okay? Whatever it takes. Godzilla 6'6", 340 pounds will help. Okay.
Y'all ain't gonna be able to stop me for talking so much trash, boy. I'm gonna be talking so much trash, boy.
Yo, and the way
Davis, right?
Yes, sir. There ain't no other.
That's all I want. That's all I want for Christmas, man. That's it.
I ain't know if y'all heard though, right? Have y'all heard the allegations on the DN who's scheduled to go to the first round as well?
I heard about it. I'm like this. I'm a conspiracy theorist. I'm just gonna be honest, bro. There's always some bullshit that happens to Georgia teams or try to happen to Georgia teams, just out of the blue. Like all of a sudden you get popular and then somebody scream rape. Not to say it isn't true, but this is a mighty fine time for this to happen. That's I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah,
I'm hoping for the best of that one, bro.
Yeah, I'm gonna reserve my comment on that because we don't know.
Yeah,
but that's all we can say is like we don't know. But all I know is that Godzilla's coming. Okay, I don't care. I don't care if he runs around downtown Atlanta butt naked and whatnot. If he falls, if he slides to us, that is totally fine. I'm looking at all the mock drafts.
Slip and
slide down to us, bro, because I'm ready. I'm ready. Put him, and I'm saying like I think I told us in the chat. I was like I would re-sign Pennell as our nose, and I'll put Jordan as like the 3 tech. Like you gotta be able to protect
God.
your outside, and I think actually he did say that. Dean P said that our DN is supposed to protect our our linebackers. So if you actually have someone that commands a double team at the 3 tech, and then you have at the nose someone that commands a double team, Grady's going to eat.
Mm-hmm.
Outside linebacker's going to eat. So that's what I'm saying. But moving on to the next one. Actually, we will talk about our offensive line. How will our offensive line deal with the Saints defense? More we're talking about the front seven, and of course, old boys coming on the blitz. We already know that. There's no rhyme or reason to that. We already know what's coming. So, how will our line deal with this Aints top 10 defense?
Be prepared for one-on-one matchups, bro. That's all I pretty much can say. And win your one-on-one matchups. I don't see us trying to scheme with Russell Gage. Russell Gage being so close to the line. Make sure you have a tight end to help block these DNs. I'm not really worried about Jake Matthews on that side. I feel like he'll be able to be a great enforcer. But that middle line with Mayfield, Hennessy, and Lindstrom, y'all got to come to play this week, man. It's going to be a lot of help needed for Matt Hennessy, especially if we get to 3rd and longs. You're going to have to help Matt Hennessy. Just being straightforward, because the way they blitz their linebackers, it is to make issues with your center. That's the goal. And they're going to watch tape from Mayfield. I feel like Mayfield hasn't made as many mistakes in these past 4 or 5 weeks, but he can. He's a rookie. It's a part of the game. But I think if we help Matt Hennessy and chip block on Cameron Jordan, you will have great success versus the Saints. And because that's what the Buccaneers did in that second half. Cameron Jordan was MIA in that 3rd and 4th quarter.
I mean, you want to help your offensive line run the goddamn ball. You want to help them out, run the ball. Like you want to take the crowd out of the game, run the ball and convert on 3rd down.
Mm-hmm.
Control that clock, make it a boring game, because you can't yell for 60 minutes, or you're gonna sound like Mike here. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what it was. So you're not going to be able to yell at the top of your lungs for that long. And the thing is, like, you don't want to get into no pissing contest with the Saints either. You don't want to get into like an up and down thing with this team. Be ugly. I mean, we had a taste of that, last week. The only thing is, like I said, during Halloween, it required a blood sacrifice. We was a sacrifice, so the Braves could win. That's what it was. I'm calling it like that. Plain and simple. If you didn't hear that in the chat, if you're late coming in, that's what happened. The Atlanta Falcons sacrificed themselves so that the Braves could close it out. Okay. So,
hey man, I'm gonna say this. First of all, I don't know who this dude is, Millie Toad. But he acting like new money. Yeah, like he ain't never had no damn team in his life. But as far as the offensive line, I'm actually not worried about the offense whatsoever. There's a misconception that this offense played terrible. The offense really didn't play terrible. I've been saying this for the last couple of weeks, is that teams are just they sitting in the house. There's no way you can defend that as an offensive line. There's nothing you can do as an offensive line to combat them sitting in the house. These guys are sitting 6 and 7 guys almost 2 to 3 plays out of a drive. So that's not an offensive line issue. That is a receiver's issue. The receivers, I've been saying this since week 1, week 2. Go back and listen to them. I got a whole playlist of it. I've been saying this. The receivers are not getting open. Been saying this. Even with Calvary. So it's not an issue whether or not our offensive line is going to play well. I believe our offensive line has already improved. But what you guys are saying is you just gotta control the clock. If you want to win the game against a team like the Saints, you gotta control the clock. You can't come around pussyfooting, throwing deep passes and doing all that prissy crap. That's not gonna work against the Saints. All right, that's just not gonna work against the Saints. You gotta play tough, and I honestly think It's going to be a wake-up call for the Saints. They believe that this is the same Atlanta Falcons. This is not the same Atlanta Falcons. They really believe it. I hear them talking crap. They really believe that this, especially offensively, this is the same Atlanta Falcons. They don't know that Caleb McGarry and Jalen Mayfield, they will step on your ankles while you in the middle of a pile. They don't have no clue. If you have been watching Jalen Mayfield the last couple of weeks, he's been bullying people, he's been pancaking people, he's been hitting people after the whistle. Just pay close attention. This is not the same Falcons. I've been saying this and I've been preaching this. This is not the same Falcons. All right, it's just going to take time for Arthur Smith and Arthur Smith and Dean Pease to kind of find their guys that they trust. It's all about trust with coaches. So I'm actually not worried about the offensive line. The only thing I am worried about is protecting Mike Ryan when they send those 6-7 blitzes. Can he get down before he actually get hit by those guys? So that's the only thing I'm worried about.
One thing I was gonna add to that, Mike, that was a great point. We just got our asses kicked in the trenches last week.
Yeah,
really.
You don't think they ready to kick somebody else's ass this week?
We was just talking about that, bro. We was just talking about that.
They are gonna come out and be nasty this week, bro. I just have a feeling about it. Like you said, Mayfield and McGrady, they don't care about nobody. If you're not on the Falcons team, they don't care about you. You're not gonna they not helping nobody up. If you get pancake, I'm in your face. You got pancake. Next play.
You forgot one person. One other person. He's not a lineman, but he will knock your ass out though. Lee Smith.
I know you talking about. Yeah.
Lee Smith ain't about the BS.
That's a big dude. That dude like 6'8". He like Levine Tololo side. That's a big old dude.
But actually physical.
Right.
Very physical.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And don't forget Keith Smith too. We got some dogs on this team, you know. Keith Smith ain't about the BS either. Every time you see a damn kick return, I always tell my stepson, every time we see a kick return, number 40, always around the ball. That dude stay around the ball, man. This the only thing is we can't feature him in the passing game. Just don't feature the passing game. Just let him run and just knock the hell out of somebody, and that's all. That's the job, bro.
He ain't dropped the pass yet though.
But a broken clock is right twice a day, man. Yo, I'm telling you, man. You have an excellent point. That's why I can't buy into these sites like Pro Football Focus because they had us. They got Jalen Mayfield ranked like 38% on pass. I mean, we got our just like what Twister said. We got our ass kicked in the trenches. So you're not going to be ranked high. You know, even our most consistent offensive lineman, Jake Matthews, ranked low according to Pro Football Focus. I don't even know how they measure their things. I don't know.
They don't even know. They already came out and said they don't know. They still tinkering with the system. That's what they said. They said it with their own system. They don't know. So how you gonna trust that madness?
One thing they can't say though, before last week, we gave up 2 sacks in 4 straight weeks. In 4 weeks, we only gave up 2 sacks. So
and it took them sending the house to get them. Yeah, and it took them to send the house in order to get pressure. You have to send the house. Now, again, that falls on our wide receivers to be able to get open. So we might have to use more motion, or we're just going to have to start featuring our tight ends. You know, just start featuring Hayden Hurst and start featuring Kyle Pitts because those guys can get open. Tajay Sharpness is going to be Tajay Sanu. Just let them come in there, run that slant, get the first down, get us off the field. Okay, that's it. That's it. But start running a lot more 12 personnel and just absolutely bludgeon these dudes. That's it. And that's what I'm saying. Do not get into no pissing contest with the New Orleans Saints because just like what Mike said, he said that yes, they think that this is the same. It's the same old Falcons, and it's not just the Saints that think that. It's the entire league that thinks that. It's ESPN that thinks that. It's people undisputed that thinks that. You know that it's still the same old Falcons. And yes, at one point, and I'm going to refer to it as the Braves. The Braves were 44-44 at the All-Star break.
Yeah. Yeah, we were a lot of games off before the All-Star break, and Matt Ryan stated that in his press conference. You know that the Braves, you can take a lot from them because they started off bad, but after the trade
Mm-hmm.
deadline, they was able to come back and be able to gain momentum and get wins. That's what it's all about. A league is about momentum. If you're able to gather up 2 wins, whether it's a tough game or a good game by the offense, you're gonna still feel more comfortable going into next week. Those 3 weeks we won those games when we were 3-1, we were confident in ourselves. Should have been 4-0. We were confident in ourselves. You could tell when that Calvin Ridley situation happened. It kind of left like a sour taste for the team. You know what I mean? That's a captain of their team. So when somebody else is down, you're meant to pick them up. But sometimes it don't go that way. The Panthers had a great game plan, and we had to make adjustments, and we didn't do the adjustments properly compared to what we were gonna do Saturday night to Sunday morning from finding the news out. This week we know Calvin Ridley's not playing. We got to take that into content. Arthur Smith is not going to go out there with the same game plan knowing he doesn't have Calvin Ridley. He's going to do that Miami Dolphins game plan, how he had Kyle Pitts in the fold early, Cordell Patterson in the fold early. Don't go away from the hot hand. If you feel this is working, continue to do that. But one thing that the Pro Focus is not mentioning, ESPN is not mentioning, we're top 5, top 7 in third downs. That means something. They're sending those blitzes on third down majority of those times anyway. So imagine when we're up, because when you're able to stay above the sticks, when you're able to keep it in 3rd and 5, 3rd and 4 range, it's much easier to pick up downs. When you're 3rd and 7, 3rd and 8, it takes more time for developing these routes for these receivers, and we don't have those receivers like that for those 3rd and 10 type plays, 3rd and 15 type. You cannot have penalties. You cannot have none of that. It has to be a perfect game when you're coming off a game like that. So I expect them to bring that energy. I expect them to not make mistakes, especially in New Orleans, because they're going to call them flags. I'm telling you that now. They cheat in New Orleans. We all know that. The water's dirty. They angry. The fans be angry because Katrina still. So they going to call fouls for them boys. One thing Mike ain't mentioned, I don't know why you ain't mentioned this yet, Mike. Our boy is getting a lot more roughing the passer calls.
People been going at his head, bro. They been coming at his head. Literally.
Helmet. Don't touch his shoulder pads. You're getting that call.
I actually contribute that to Arthur Smith. Arthur Smith been in these refs' face. They've been calling some straight up bullshit, and like they haven't been calling things. So I contribute that to Arthur Smith being in these refs' face. That's one thing that we know that I absolutely hated about Dan Quinn, is that he was like, oh, we just gonna let the refs do their job. We can't sit up here and complain about it. No, the fuck you no, what you mean?
Sean,
you gotta make sure these guys do their job the right way. You gotta apply pressure. They're human too, so they gonna get things wrong. And when they get them wrong, especially something completely obvious, like roughing the passer, like come on, bro, y'all fall like the ankles of any quarterback in the league, not knowing Matt Ryan, y'all throwing flags. So don't just do that for Matt Ryan. You want to hold the whistle for Matt Ryan and say, oh, he tough. He's been going for 200 something games straight. Nah, you call that crap straight. So I actually
Tom Brady get that treatment.
Man.
Like you don't even have to get close to Tom Brady, and they already got their hands on their back pocket. Anytime you even get close to Tom Brady, they already got their hand on their back pocket. You're ready to throw that.
They do. They know what it is. They know what's up.
Yeah, because that hit from
how many times? Excuse me, I'm sorry. How many times you guys remember actually saying Dan Quinn crying, at least arguing a bad penalty, or at least
probably. What he does is he just claps and goes to the defense and goes to the offense. Like, bro, what is that?
Right.
You are there to dispute stuff as well. That's the purpose of being a coach. You want the players to dispute everything? No, you say what your opinion is. And Arthur Smith will do that. Even on that play versus the Dolphins where Ayo did the face mask. And he was like, that wasn't no face mask. That's BS. That's BS. He saw the play up. He said, oh, well, I guess it was. Like,
That's all right.
what?
You got to
I'm
stick up
still
for your
gonna
players,
go
though.
to bat for my team.
Mhm.
I'm still gonna go to bat for my team.
You got to boycott that thing. Even if they wrong, you got to stick up for your player.
Exactly. You know,
Oh,
I mean, if you're gonna be a
that's the
player,
last time. That's the last time in 2016 when we
Oh.
came back from that deficit versus Chiefs,
When
and it was the
he
passing
running down
interference
the
on Richard Sherman.
sideline.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's the only
That
time
was the
I
last
remember.
time. Mm-hmm.
Wow. But wait a
That's
minute. Before I even continue, what's the name of the Saints? What's the name of the Saints stadium, man?
Is it Caesar's Pizza or some shit?
Listen, like little.
Fuck, you got that cheap ass pizza.
Yo, if anybody ever had Little
Is
Caesars,
that even real pizza though? Is that even real pizza though?
Trash.
Salty pizza, sodium pizza. That's why y'all stay salty. Salty.
Hey,
basically, yo, you know that pizza is cheap because when you come in there, the pizza already made for you, man. You don't see them making it.
Oh my god, yo, you wild for that
you
one.
just hand them the money, they give it to you. They got it already made from hours ago.
Yo, you mean to tell me like not even Domino's? Domino's couldn't pick that up?
Oh yeah, you wild for that one.
Hey, you know what happened? I'm gonna keep it real with you. They got punked. We punked them for their stadium name, and they changed it. So now we're gonna punk them on the field tomorrow to say we took y'all stadium name.
Dude,
saying in y'all
if that ain't ready, if that ain't the most perfect thing that you can have, is like you can get your ass kicked in the trenches the previous week, and then the next week you got the Saints. So you're already mad because you got beat in the trenches. So you want to try to get right, you get right against a team that you hate. I'm just saying, like,
oh man,
Let's not mention next week we got another one that we hate. Them jokers got over and
Dan
came back
Quinn?
last year. So we owe them too. So these next 2 weeks is revenge week. Go ahead and
I hope Keanu Neal. I hope Keanu Neal guards Kyle Pitts too.
Oh my god,
I want to see it. I want to see it.
Man, you trying to break that man's leg?
I want to see it. Please, Keanu Neal, try to guard Kyle Pitts straight up.
You may be looking for a torn ACL or something.
Well,
ain't gonna be able to do that.
Well, you know, KC, like his stay popping. You know, his Achilles made.
You talking about DUI guy?
Oh,
designated driver guy.
Oh,
come on, man.
Hey, like you know, he like in all places. You know what I'm saying? Like in all places, like you would think that you would get in trouble in Atlanta because of all the temptations and everything like that. You go to Dallas. you go to Dallas and get it.
Yeah.
He ain't here. I ain't gonna say anything. All right, so I'm gonna let y'all know in the chat. 82 of y'all, 82 likes, 82 eyes, 82 subscribes. At this time, it's like if you have any questions. You know what I'm saying? If you have any questions, like whatever you want to ask, as long as it ain't stupid or whatever like that. So before you press in, just think about it, It's like, don't troll.
About nothing.
Don't troll, okay? Just ask a question. I know some of y'all is going to be asking about OBJ. One of y'all is going to ask that. So it's like, who's going to be first? Twisting. Mike, they're going to say something about OBJ. Should we sign him or whatever like that? So let's just get that out the way, because I already know somebody's is typing right now about that dude. So what do y'all feel about this OBJ situation, man?
We don't have the money to sign OBJ, and I don't think he would fit with Matt Ryan. In all honesty, I think he's a great player, but he's fell off, man. He's having a lot of injuries, and I'm not paying him $8 million a year to play 4 games. That's exactly what happened with Julio. Julio hasn't played but 2 games this year. And he's gonna be out more. So at the end of the day, I'm good on that. I mean, I think he's a great player, but his teams don't really accumulate his play doesn't accumulate to wins. In all honesty, both teams he's played for, it doesn't accumulate to wins. He's only had 2 good seasons, and one of them he actually played the season. The other ones he didn't. So I'm pretty much good on that. Hopefully we have really come back and
he ain't been the same since they took that Boyz II Men picture on that boat, down in Miami.
That's wild.
He took that
that was
R&B
wild.
picture
With the Timbs, with the Butters on.
Yeah.
That was wild.
Yeah.
Butters on a boat, that's crazy, OBJ.
Bro,
you got too much passion to be doing that.
I'm from New York and understand the Timbs all year round, but not in 90-degree weather, bro. You off your rocker for something like that. That's a New York thing, but not
no
in Miami,
shirt on. No shirt on though.
That's the,
you got the Butters on no shirt.
No shirt on. No girls. Okay. So anyway, Lyric's mom said, "Do y'all think Ridley is coming back this season? And do you think if he doesn't, he won't be a Falcon next season?" I don't think he's gonna be a Falcon.
Hell no! That's my thing, right? That's my song. All right, that's the song that y'all can play to everybody else. When you ask that question, you can screen record that mug and send it to everybody you know. Hell no, he is done in Atlanta. You heard it from me first. His ass is not coming back. They cannot count on him. It's all about trust in this organization. If we cannot trust you to be on the field for us, God bless you. I will send you to rehab. I will send you to Mother Hen or whoever to get help. But we cannot count on you as a football player. We cannot lose sight of what this is first and foremost. And it's talking about the team, not Calvin Ridley. What's important for Calvin Ridley first and foremost is to get his mental health in order. Get that in check. But as a football team, we cannot lose sight of what's important first. This is what sports is about. Being able to step up with your teammates. This is not tennis. This is not NASCAR. Even in NASCAR, you still got a team behind you. But this is not tennis. This is football. And like I said, I have no issues. I had no issues about him getting help. But at the end of the day, I've said it time and time again. If Matt Ryan decided he need mental health break, man, it'd be World War III. Everybody up here be out camping outside his house, trying to kidnap his baby from preschool and every damn thing. They'd be trying to do everything to get rid of Matt Ryan. So let's keep that same energy. Let's keep that same energy. If it was Matt Ryan, if it was anybody else, everybody would be super pissed. So let's just keep it 100. At the end of the day, I love Calvin Ridley for what he's doing and is getting help. But as a football, as we're talking about football, you got to let him go. Ain't no way you can keep him. Absolutely zero way you can keep him around. There's no way. You got to get rid of him. There's nothing. If you can get a third-round pick for him, get him. His value at this point in time in his career is done. Unless we got a stupid team that wants to just take a risk on him, maybe you'll get a second. And that's a maybe.
There's a stupid team out there. There's a lot of teams that need skill positions and whatnot, and Calvin Ridley is a talent. I mean, if OBJ can get like 3 chances, I mean, like Cal can get another chance. Yeah, Cal get another chance. Like this, I mean, this is just he's never gotten any trouble. The guy is a talented receiver. There's going to be a team that's going to want him. I mean, this is not like like Michael Thomas, where he's like pretty much good for like 1 hour like that, and pretty much it's looking like one of the worst contracts that the Saints ever ever put out for them. But
don't sleep on that part though. If they let Michael Thomas go, don't sleep on him maybe coming to work in this offense because he fits this offense better than Calvin really does.
See, why do you say that?
It's true.
You man, I don't want no.
I can't stand your ass. I can't stand your ass for saying that.
Oh man,
listen. This is why I'm saying it. We don't like the Saints organization no more. Most players, when they envy an organization, they go to where? Rivalry teams. so they can play him twice a year and embarrass him. I'm just saying.
Man, you're right.
We haven't had a 6'3" receiver, and he's come back from injury, so he won't be as high. He's already getting paid from the Saints.
Give me A-Rob. What's up?
Let me just go. We hit the rewind button a little bit. As far as OBJ, I'm just gonna be real. This is probably the best place for Odell. Atlanta's probably the best place for Odell because we know Arthur Smith ain't about that bullshit.
Neither is Matt Ryan, and neither is Grady Jarrett. Or
Matt ain't about that bullshit. You gonna run the routes the way Matt wants you to run them. Matt, everybody know Matt don't play with them routes. You gonna run them routes this way. Matt gonna make you run them routes, and you gonna shut your ass up and catch the damn ball. And he's gonna become a star under Matt Ryan. Everybody know any wide receiver that even get close to Matt Ryan is gonna turn into a star. So this is probably the best place for him. But like T said, we ain't got no damn money unless he want to take a massive hit and restructure his deal.
Well, here's the only way I can see that. The Cleveland Browns paid all of his salary, and then so you can get him at the veteran minimum now. So it's like 1.35 something like that. Like you can get him at that, So
yeah, Falcons will have to restructure someone. Like someone will have.
They're gonna have to change that. I think they'll do it for Odell if the opportunity came as this. Let's be honest. Does OBJ fit Arthur Smith's scheme either?
I mean,
he's not a big guy, but he plays big.
He's not a prissy wide receiver. He's actually a tough guy. He can take a hit. He can take it. He doesn't run. He doesn't shy away from contact. That's why I will get.
Oh, you ain't see him the other week versus the Steelers when they threw that pass up there and he jogged the route because he didn't want to get hit. And he probably doing that the same. He playing for.
He was trying to get up out of there.
He trying to get the hell up out of there. I see Odell. No, I've actually seen him. I've actually followed his career. I was a huge Eli Manning fan. Okay, just let that be out there. I'm a huge quarterback fan. I love quarterbacks. So I watched him play with Eli. I've seen him go over the middle and take a hit. I don't see that from Calvin. But I see that, oh, God, Georgia don't. What the hell? My bad. Oh, my bad. But yeah.
I mean, he could take a slant and take it 80.
He can. Yeah,
any time, he can, and he like on a 9 route, he can go up and get it. Like I haven't seen Red do that. I don't know if he ain't got the vertical for it or whatever like that, but OBJ can go up and get that thing, and he wants to be the alpha. Like he has that mentality to be the alpha, So like if you put him in the right, and I think he has to go to the right spot. It can't be New England. It can't be like. There was people talking about like go to New Orleans. So you have to have like a tough-minded coach, and you got to have like a veteran at quarterback that's going to hold him accountable. Like Eli not that guy. Yeah. He's more like an shucks. Like Matt Ryan's a dude from Philly, okay, and he don't mind. I mean, he told us Star to get effing set. While he was mic'd up. Okay, so he don't care.
That's the breaking point. That was the breaking point to me. He got punked on national television. That was the breaking point for me, I think. For Buddy with the wild hairstyle. We're not bringing his name up. Hey, in chat, I don't want y'all to think I actually want Michael Thomas. I hate Michael Thomas as well. I'm saying based on the scheme.
No, you absolutely right. Look, one thing we not over here, we not no haters, man. We recognize talent, and that boy does fit this scheme absolutely perfect.
Big body guy, man.
Yeah, he's gonna fight off catches. That's what.
I mean, A-Rob is the same way too.
Yeah. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
A-Rob can do it.
Devontae Adams.
I mean, I'm gonna say this guy. Now, I'm not gonna say like I want him, but he's a big body receiver, and I have yet to. He reminds me of Roy Williams, that has a big body but can't really be consistent, and that's Mike Williams. For the Chargers, big body.
Exactly what you're talking about.
He checks all the boxes.
In his prime, he was good.
Exactly, but he checks all the boxes and whatnot. But it's just like you ain't
There's
that.
Something missing. There's something missing from his game. There's something missing. Nah, you on point with that one. It's something missing.
I even said there's a dude on the Jets right now that wants to be an alpha. That's that guy. His name is Denzel Mims. And the Jets don't even know how to use him, man. Like he's that dude, and they don't know how to use that dude. And I think you get him if you can get Gilmore, Stephon Gilmore for a 6. You can get that dude for a 7 pick, for a 7th round pick. Okay, like just straight up, like he don't make no money. He wants to be that guy. You know what I'm saying? But let's.
He say he don't make no money.
He don't make no money. Okay. See, I mean, if the Atlanta Falcons was a human being, they would have a 400 credit score, man. They owe everybody money, man.
Oh Lord, bro. Oh Lord.
You got that right.
We ain't gonna be owing jokers no more with Terry on them books. I can tell you that.
Oh yeah, Terry coming in. He's fixing the books right now. You know. I'm gonna call Terry. I'm gonna call Terry Credit Karma, man. He gonna boost your credit score. he gonna make it right. My man coming, he gonna make it right. Okay.
Hey, once again, like Mike said, the Titans did us a favor. The boy took that money off the books. Now I'm telling you, if Terry didn't talk to them about that, they probably would have got robbed. They probably only got that 2nd round pick and been paying that man contract.
Bro,
I believe it.
And we thank you, Tennessee, for being stupid just like that, man. You already got an alpha in your boy AJ, right? You already got an alpha, but you let him go on social media and start trolling and whatnot. It's like, oh yeah, bring my boy over. Okay, you see how that works. Now that man can't even get on the field. Now that man can get on you. Thank you for the 2nd round pick. So what's your keep the questions coming, man. Keep the questions coming. We're gonna take a couple more. Tony Wright said the Falcons.
I ain't gonna lie to y'all, bro. I gotta go ahead and get off though. I gotta do something with the fam.
Yeah, so, we're finish up. But yeah, go ahead, do your thing, man.
Hey, appreciate all the fans that came in on the chat Saturday morning, bro. We hope to talk back to y'all tomorrow or Monday discussing the win versus the Saints. I look forward to it. My prediction is 20-17 Falcons. I think we're gonna win on a late game kick. Koo will amend. He will make amends for what happened last week. I guarantee it. I don't think he's gonna miss no kicks this week. You can guarantee that. I can see it in his eyes when he came back explaining what happened. He said, "Yeah, man, it ain't gonna happen. You can guarantee that. You got my miss. You got my one miss for the year."
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So make sure y'all subscribe to all AFN platforms: Utah, Mad Mike, K Styles, Miss Maggie, Twitch for J Rock, Twisted Torch TV for me. Make sure y'all subscribe to all channels. It'll be in the description. We appreciate y'all as always. 86 people in here. Make sure y'all like the video. Algorithm.
That really helps. It really helps.
Let shit dropping. You remember what T.I. said. So let's continue to gain this momentum and go out there and get a win so we can prepare for the trash. Well, I guess they're good this year. The Cowboys. They're good this year. They're gonna win until next week. Watch this. Watch what I tell you. So appreciate y'all, man. Jumpman T, Twist Torch T, signing out. Appreciate you, Matt. Appreciate you, Mike. Shouts out to y'all, bro.
Yeah. All right, there you have it. You know, Trauma Lock says, do we resign Isaiah Oliver off for injury? What about Lua Khan, potential high money? You know, he wants high money, and Ridley, $13 million is still owed next year. Big needs at wideout as well. Who's worthy of draft next year? I mean, I think it's a foregone conclusion. Like one of our needs that we're gonna have to do is re-sign Isaiah Oliver because he was balling in this defense. It's tailor-made for him. You know, I think Sheffield is gonna be like our number 2, and Isaiah Oliver is gonna be our slot. And you seen our defense was legitimately better when that man was playing in the slot. So there's gonna be some new faces, you know, next year. You know what I'm saying? But definitely, like, the old faces are gonna be Isaiah Oliver. Lua Khan wanting, I mean, he's gonna command a lot of money. He is. I mean, because he's gonna be worth every bit of it. The thing is do we pay him that money, or do we try to look elsewhere for a draft or put Michael Walker there or what have you? When you have a playmaker at middle linebacker, I mean, it's gonna be tough, man. It's going to be tough. I mean, they could try to franchise him, but I would bring him back more than I would bring. I mean, we already said before trauma that Ridley's gone. I don't want to say like this, with the 3 games being on IR was like a foregone conclusion, and it helps us kind of like solidify. Okay, like so it's like the best ability is availability, and he's not going to be here. This could actually work to our advantage, where you can, if you're thinking from the Falcons' perspective, it's like, okay, well, you wasn't here for the majority of the year. We're gonna let you go ahead and walk and go get your money because you are going to get your money. Good luck in Chicago or good luck in Jacksonville or on the Jets where they got that kind of money. Go ahead, get your money, bro. But I would definitely re-sign Lua Khan and Isaiah Oliver. But I'm not going to break the bank for them either. What you think, Mike?
I agree. I don't think you let Isaiah Oliver go until you see what his knee look like. Because he played well. I think this scheme fits absolutely perfect for him. For you, Lua Khan, I'm not breaking the bank for him. I love him, but you have in this defense, you already have a Deion Jones, and Deion Jones can do everything. So you just need Fourier to be a great tackler. That's pretty much it. Anything else he gives you is an extra. You just need him to be, again, that glue guy. And I believe that Michael Walker can be that glue guy. He's just learning. He's young. I think he can be that. Also, you just don't know which one of these veterans are going to be available in free agency. So you don't want to lock yourself into a contract when you can get a guy who could come in and do some things that Fourier can't do for less money. So, especially, again, this is all predicated on Deion Jones being there. And when you have a guy like Deion Jones, you can take more risks at the linebacker position. I mean, we saw what the Packers did with Devondre Campbell. Now, Devondre Campbell on his own is absolute dog doo-doo, okay? He's a solid tackler, but when he's surrounded by tools and make his job a lot easier, you see what the numbers he can put up. So this is the exact same, formula with Deion Jones. You have the right pieces in place, you plug him in, and I just don't think you spend $40 million on another linebacker.
That's true.
I'm just not doing it. I love Fourier to death, but I'm looking for the first team that's willing to negotiate a new contract after I put a franchise tag on him. I'm not letting him just walk away, put a franchise tag on him, see what I can do, see if I can, see if he can, if you can't franchise tag him, just see if you can, just see what's up. But I'm not spending $30-40 million on Fourier Olakun, especially when you got Deion. That's just not a very wise. And I mean, it's not like he's, Ray Lewis or somebody. He's a very good linebacker. He is a Ed Hartwell before Ed Hartwell's knee injury. Yes. That's who he was. Yeah. A very solid linebacker that you can count on to do his job, but he's not a mega star, and that's what Fourier Olakun. And I'm just not paying $30 million for that. I can get 2-3 linebackers to do that, especially under Dean Pease, who's shown you that he can make players. Look, nobody would have saw anything out of Stevie May. Nobody even saw anything out of Ogumdeji. Let's be real. He turned Ogumdeji. He turned Isaiah Oliver. A lot of people said Isaiah Oliver was going to be a bust. He was a bust until he got with Dean Pease, and Dean Pease just turned him into, a Pro Bowl caliber corner. So I'm not doing it. I'm not signing Fourier. I'm looking to trade him, and I'm damn sure letting Ridley walk. I'm letting him. I'm trading Ridley. I'm trading him for anything. A four. You
can get a two. I think you can get higher than that. To somebody that's desperate.
A team that's desperate, absolutely. Yeah, they'll definitely love Calvin Ridley. But at this point in time, I think the Falcons just need something. And anything a 4 and above, I'm taking. for Calvin Ridley.
I'm gonna tell you right now, because you convinced me on something, Mike. And what you did is you said that you will let Fourier walk, and you convinced me because for some particular reason, I swear that Atlanta's gonna bring some dogs. To the Mercedes-Benz. They're going to bring some dogs. But those guys that's playing in red is going to be playing in black next year. I swear. I think not only are we going to bring Jordan Davis, because if we let Fourier walk, we can move Debo back to his natural position. And if you can get if you re-sign Mike Pennell with the money that you're going to save on Oluokun, you put him at the nose tackle, and then you bring in Jordan Davis.
Tyler Davis is a free agent also.
Who's that?
Tyler Davis is a free agent. He's not coming back.
No. He can go. No. We gotta stop cursing. We ain't never gonna say that, okay? But what I will say is I would re-sign Pennell, and I would try to draft Jordan Davis. This way I ain't got to worry about a bunch of offensive linemen trying to come up and get in Debo's face. So you got to hide Debo a bit because they did the same thing. Even though Ray Lewis, is a Hall of Famer. You hear him talk about Tony Siragusa, that helped him, and whatnot. That basically hit him because Ray Lewis wasn't a big dude. He looked big, but he wasn't he wasn't a big dude. But he had big guys in front of him to basically hide him so that he can go sideline to sideline and roam the field and whatnot. Now, here's the thing: would you? And I don't like to see this guy in space, but what do you feel about Jalen Smith on the cheap? Just cheap talent to see if you could what you could get out of him.
I would, like I said, I would take that chance. Jalen Smith, if he has got over his injury issues, I don't see why not. He definitely, if anything he can do, we know he can tackle. And he's a guy that's a straight line. He had that straight line speed when we talk about blitzing. Blitzing is all about straight line speed. You don't have to have, crazy speed. Just get to the target, hit target, wrap up. That's pretty much it. So I don't see why not.
I definitely would. I don't like to see him in space, but I definitely like, and that's one of our consistent problems is wrapping up. So if he can be that guy, just like that big body, in the middle of the defense, that's his sole singular purpose on first and second down, it's just to keep you honest and just to tackle the ball carrier, and he can come out and our nickel defense can come in with Michael Walker and Debo and stuff like that. That's perfectly fine because I don't think that he's going to command, big money on the market. So, I mean, why not? It's still going to be a little bit of time before we actually get in the in the positive in terms of we can look at somebody as okay, well, we can sign that guy and make our team better. So maybe for at least another year, we're going to have to draft, be great in the draft and sign under the radar guys and just make them starts. This is what it is. This is what's going to happen. So we're going to have at least one more question, because we ain't going to take too much time off your Saturday because college games is on and, we all got family time. So we're going to take one more question and that'll be that. Trauma Lot says, so y'all think y'all going back to the 4-3 or mixed multiple hybrid? Dean Pease is a multiple, so it's going to be everything. Yeah, it's going to be everything. It's not going to be just this is what it is, basic. This is what it is. No, you're going to have guys understanding. It's a mix. It's supposed to confuse the offensive line, supposed to confuse the defense, supposed to confuse the quarterback and whatnot. All right, that's what it's there. So we're going to be a multiple hybrid defense. So that's what we're going to have. So just have one more question, and we're going to have prediction, and then that's it, man. So what's your prediction tomorrow, Mike? What you got?
Like I stated earlier, y'all already know I'm terrible when it comes to predictions, but I think this is going to be a closer game than what the Saints are expecting. They're expecting that same Falcon defense, same Falcons offense that's not tough. They can run through them and just have fun. They're going to be, especially with a guy like Cordero Patterson, Mike Davis, Jalen Mayfield, those guys up front. Those guys are not with the BS. They love to fight. They love like Kevin Owens.
Yeah,
I love the fight. I love the fight. They love the fight. And you can see it in the offensive line. They love physicality. They love it. But like I said before, a lot of teams haven't beaten the Falcons one-on-one. A lot of teams just been sending the house. That's what it started with Miami when they dared the Falcons to get open, the receivers to get open, and they figured out that they couldn't get open, so they just started sending everybody. So it's not it isn't an issue with the O-line. It's more so the wide receivers. So I'm going to say this game is going to be like 24-21. I don't know. I'm not going to say who's going to win, but I think that's going to be the score. And I think it's going to be for our, Saints and Falcons standards, 24-21 is a low scoring game.
Yeah, it is. for this standard, for this type of
right,
NFL,
right. Somebody putting up 30.
Yeah, but so I'm thinking it's our games are rarely. I don't want to say rarely, but you already know it's going to come down to a field goal, or it's going to come down to the most minuscule. Whoever makes the least amount of mistakes, who doesn't get flagged the most, stuff like that. We already know. The margin for error in these games are small. Now, it may not be bedtime for the Falcons season, but it's getting dark real quick. Okay, so what we need to do is we got to come out there and we got to hit these dudes in the mouth.
Oh wow, Jock Peterson at the Georgia Bull. What the hell are you doing at the Georgia Bulldog game, Jock Peterson? My bad. That dude literally Jock damn Peterson. What the hell are you doing at the Bulldogs? That just took me Yo, yeah, he
sounds like
took me off guard. My bad. That took me. I wasn't ready for that.
That entire team is gods in Atlanta. They ain't gotta pay for no dinner for the rest of their lives, man.
Nothing, bro.
They gotta pay for nothing.
Nothing. Yeah, I was caught off guard by that one. I wasn't ready for that.
I got for our last prediction, for my prediction, I got 2017 Atlanta, Younghoe Koo, last second field goal puts us over the top. He redeems himself. Kyle Pitts redeems himself. And we're a heavy dose of CP, Mike Davis, and maybe Wayne Gallman. Like really, I mean, like Arthur Smith is that kind of guy. Even though Coach Troll on the other sideline, you know what I'm saying? Like he could be that. Arthur Smith would do that too. And he's like, okay, you want to run the ball? You want to make this ugly? This is my wheelhouse. He'll do it. So
yes, he would. Yes, he would.
He would do it. Like we now may have a heavy dose of what he is, but for what I've seen from his play calling, that dude petty as hell too.
Yes, yes, he
Arthur
is.
Smith is petty white, man. That's what his name is, man. So again, 2017, Younghoe Koo, late second, maybe 45 yard field goal to make you sweat a lot, because Atlanta lets you sweat a lot, man. Bubba Gump said 37. I'm giving him 40. I'm gonna give him 40. These Falcons like to let you sweat. They like to let your heart beat.
It never fails.
It never fails. Week in and week out. My family knows it. I'll be in there just sweating, hands sweaty. You know what I'm saying? I feel like B Rabbit about to go out there in 8 Mile. Mom spaghetti. You know what I'm saying? Man. So for Red Clay Sports, morning show, I'm Magnus for speaking for, Rich the Headhunter, Twisted Torch. Yeah, we got Mad Mike, who was able to grace us with his presence, who's under the weather. Again, a lot of people in Atlanta is under the weather. Shout out to K-Styles. He's under the weather too.
Yeah, man,
this is what we pay for winning the World Series.
Man, this weather is something else. I can tell you that. It hits me every time.
What? Well, you know what? For the rest of y'all lives, y'all can say World Series champions. The flu can come and go, man. But World Series champions.
You know how long I've been waiting to say that? Can't nobody steal my joy right now, man.
they can't, man. But so we're gonna let y'all go. Go ahead and enjoy the game. keep scouting those dogs, man, those Georgia dogs, because you're gonna see a lot of them in black next year. You're gonna see a lot of them in black. And keep watching Godzilla. He's gonna look good. 99 gonna look real good in that black and red next year. All right, so you know, it's gonna say like, you know, appreciate y'all waking up with us, you know, early in the morning all the time, but
yes, sir.
Yo, we out. Trauma Locks. Yes, I'm from New York. Yo, you a funny dude, man. All right, guys. Talk to y'all later.